Chord Exchange International.
Yeah, so Randolph, you and I discussed many years ago that we're going to save our 122s for our best B3s,
Yes.
B3s in general. Sometimes we'll use a 122 or 142 on a C3, but in this case we have a 145.
Yes.
We should probably mention this in the video a little later. You know, there's bills coming our way now. So yeah, so we'll mention that, plus the fact that it's a 1958 reference number 491.
Okay.
Hi there, folks. Randolph Carter waving to you, smiling, and sometimes he even winks into the camera. Yeah, so we have Randolph Carter here today, and it's always a blessing when Randolph comes and plays the C3 from 1958.
Yes.
That was like a long time before you were even born.
Oh, I wasn't even thought of.
Yeah, you weren't even thought of, but these organs have been alive as long as you have, and longer.
And longer, yes, sir.
And they're going to outlive you and me if we do our job correctly.
That's correct.
As well as doing the work we do, just educate people out there within our viewers, and you please tell all your friends that these organs should be preserved for the future. I like to think of these like I would think of a Stradivarius violin.
Yes.
You know, back in the day, 400 years ago, Mr. Stradivari was saying, I love these violins. I love them. We should take care of them for the future. Because someday they're going to be worth $2 million.
Yes. Well, the day could come that one of these organs could be worth.
Someday,
Yeah.
you know. And I guess I should apologize now for my terrible Italian impersonation. But maybe that's how they spoke back then. Who knows? Well, anyway, Randolph, we are thinking of the Stradivarius violin every time we find a B3 or a C3 because we want to preserve these instruments, but also make them available for today.
Exactly. And one of the things that, what's always been dear to my heart is making sure that these vintage instruments stay relevant to the next generation. The vintage instruments that, it can be passed on from generation to the next. That's the only way it's going to be preserved for the next.
If people show interest.
Exactly.
I'm glad you brought that up because I love to watch American Idol.
Yes.
And their band
Yeah.
has a B3 on stage.
Okay, so
I'm always saying to my wife, look, forget the singer for a moment. Look at the B3. It's right there.
Yes. And any B3 lover would always, you would recognize it from, I watch movies from time to time, like, oh, look, they got a
Exactly.
B3 in the background, A100 or whatever,
I even noticed recently, driving down the road with my wife, and she said, hey, isn't that a B3? So she's been around me enough to know,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we digress a little bit here, Randolph, but what you going to be playing on this beautifully restored C3, and also talk about the Leslie, because that's a little perfect match for the organ, but it's different than what we might sometimes put on it.
Well, usually, we do put full-size Leslies, but I like the shorter Leslies. I don't think it takes away from anything. Personally.
Sometimes they have deeper bass.
That's true.
There's a scientist that could explain that
Right.
and talk about the sound chamber and the way the vibrations of the sound go, and he could explain it better than I could, or she. But sometimes they just sound better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of a mystery in a way.
Exactly.
But the people watching, there might be that scientist or two out there and say, well, here's the actual technical explanation.
Right, exactly.
Why the smaller chamber produces a deeper bass.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And we even have dayazes or some kind of a platform that's 10 inches tall. We could stick under there and make it higher, because sometimes the organist likes that spinning horn to be like great shooting out at his ear.
Exactly.
You know, it's a reference point for a musician.
Yes. And don't make the mistake of thinking that just because it's shorter, that you won't have as much power as the full-size Leslie.
Same amplifier.
Same amplifier, same tweeters.
Same speakers. Everything's the same.
Yes, sir.
Now, there is an advantage of a short Leslie sometimes. It's 8 or 10 inches shorter.
Exactly.
If you're going to put it under a window in your home without blocking the view.
And even in more modern churches now, they slide the Leslie right under the stage.
Oh!
So there is a benefit there.
Okay, and let's face it, these are more rare. At least in my experience, they're harder to find.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, what's the song you're going to play while demonstrating our number 491 from 1958?
I'm going to let my light shine. It's not the same as This Little Light of Mine, but I might go into it just as a part of the melody.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yes, sir.
This Little Light of Mine?
Yes, sir. I might kind of fuse the two.
Yeah, great. Be a great song to teach your daughter,
Yes, sir.
This Little Light of Mine.
Yes, yes.
So that one day, when she's tall enough to actually walk in here on her own power,
Right.
she can sing that with us.
She can sing it, yes, sir.
All right. Well, take it away, Randolph. Thanks for watching our video, and thank you also for helping keep the Hammond Tone Wheel B3 organ alive. We couldn't do all this work that we do here without you. And it would also help greatly if you could subscribe, like, ask for notifications for when we have new videos. That would be a big help for us. So we thank you once again. I'm signing off for now, but we will be back.